up, Airsofters? You're tuning in to Sierra 2 Airsoft.
I'm Ryder.
This is Fox.
I'm bringing you another review. With this one, we're bringing you a situation. You got to push through, you got to get a mission done. You're going into a building, you can't use your primary, or it's gone down, or something of that nature. You need a pistol to fight your way back to your primary.
Or you're like me and you're just insane.
So, we're going to do our first review on one that's been getting some very interesting mixed reviews out there. The Elite Force 1911 CO2.
I believe this is, I'm going to guess this is based off the M1911A1.
Yeah.
That thing probably doesn't have a half-inch trigger pull.
Yeah, probably not. Well, let's take a look and see what we got here. Alright, nifty little advertising card.
Warranty
Card.
Not a big fan of Elite Force BBs.
Yeah.
Is this in English or Chinglish?
It's in English with a little bit of French.
May explode in temperatures above 122 degrees Fahrenheit. That's good to know. I leave these things in my truck. It's relatively decent English. There's
the gun.
All important Allen key.
Let me get this out of here.
Yeah, just try not to.
Magazine's a little sticky. I'm trying not to flag him.
Yeah.
But
oh, he's just got the orange tip on there. There we go. It's a little. I mean, that's how a lot of them tend to be. I imagine the safety's a little sticky. Oh, I can't mess with it.
Can't mess with the safety because it slides down.
Yeah.
And you got the Allen key for to put in the CO2 cartridge in, because you have to loosen that up and insert it. They say it holds 14 rounds, which is about average for a single stack 1911.
Double stack capacity there. Yeah, safety's a little looser than it should be.
You're going from 6mm BB though to you're comparing a 6mm BB to an 11 point something millimeter.
11.23
millimeter.
Safety's a little
round.
Safety's should be a little stiffer than it is, but that's the most airsoft 1911s I've ever held.
Yeah.
Grip safety feels right. Recoil spring's a little light, just because I've had CO2 gun fail on me.
That's going to be something to look at.
But my issue is I can't reach any of the controls in my little hand without shifting.
Yeah, and you like one-handed manipulation the whole way around. Me,
I
work a pistol both hands.
Yeah. It's just, my background, I'm more LEO, self-defense oriented. I guess I'm going to let you handle that.
Half-cock notch is completely...
That's a half-cock notch?
Normally 1911s have a half-cock notch. This one has no half-cock notch whatsoever. But that is
what's it falling on?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not falling on a live round.
I like the
lanyard loop. I was curious about this and asked the question. Nobody answered. So I'm going to find out now. I'm going to dismantle this gun down to the hop-up and see if this is a copy of a Tokyo Marui /WE or if this is something unique. Guide rod's captive. That's kind of unique on this style of 1911.
I'd probably put a secondary recoil spring here, something at the very end, just because it's CO2, but I'd have to feel it. We haven't shot it yet, so because CO2, even green gas guns tend to rip themselves apart over time, and CO2 guns especially, they're usually just adapted green gas guns, and they don't think them through.
Barrel bushing. Now let's see if I can get the barrel out of this one. Because I had it... Alright. Let's see if I can get it out.
This is so alien to me. I've never owned a 1911.
I have. I still do. As you can see, it is a hop-up very similar to a WE 1911, where you have to dismantle it all the way down and adjust it. The adjustment would be in the manual. The only problem is I don't see where you could take it out and put a tight bore or like a Reeps bucking in it. So that could potentially limit it. But it's like I said, look at how I use pistols.
Yeah, if you use it as a sidearm, you might be good. But if you're like me, or you want a long type, like 8-inch type bore and a suppressor.
Yep, you might be a little screwed.
Yeah. I mean, you, at very least, you got a 5-inch barrel at least. You can still do some damage with that. I've gotten a number of 40-yard kills.
If you're using good marksmanship and the wind and all's in your favor, yes, you probably very easily could.
Of course. Easy on the trigger, too, to prevent that mag cooldown.
Oh, yeah.
That's the biggest thing when you're under stress. You're going to want to just...
It's a captive guide rod.
Use that trigger.
Which is very odd for these. You usually don't see captive rods and things until you get into things like full-length guide rods and stuff in the real 1911s. And I have never seen a recoil spring around the barrel.
Oh,
it's very strange. The other thing is about this one, when I've been talking with some of my with some other people that I know in the airsoft community, they've been talking about horror stories with it. It chronos hotter in the day than it does at night, or chronos hotter in the day than it does in the morning, including one horror story from Texas where one was shooting 900 feet per second and cracked a loading nozzle. So we're gonna run this through a fairly extensive chronographing protocol.
I did mention in the manual that at 127 degrees these things become very unstable and might explode. That's not the fault of the gun, that's the CO2 cartridges.
Yeah,
so don't leave these out in the sun. And this is black. That also means it is extremely scary, and keep it out of sight of politicians.
Yes. To load these, you back the screw out almost all the way. You put the neck of the bottle in first, slide it in, tighten it. You do get one of these wrenches with the gun, one of these wrenches here with the gun, and you get one with every magazine. So,
alright, loading these is pretty easy. Thanks to this, these things lock. You just get your thumbnail under there, go back, and the follower will lock with the bottom. And then this is going to be a little awkward, these lips here with most speed loaders, but.
This first magazine was bled for 3 seconds and had an average velocity of 311 feet per second with 2.5 gram BBs. We believe the inconsistency was due to the fact that the gun was still breaking in. The second magazine had a fresh CO2 cartridge, and we were not able to get conclusive results since the gun kept misfeeding, kept having failure feeds. I believe in the future we're going to first break in the guns before doing any chrono. The hottest we got the gun to shoot in later tests was 330 feet per second with 2.5 gram BBs. For the final magazine, the CO2 cartridge we put in was in the refrigerator for a good length of time to simulate how the gun would perform under cooler conditions. It averaged 291 feet per second with 2.5 gram BBs.
279.
Pretty stable. Alright, I'm going to start with that barrel. About 30 yards.
Get it.
I got 9 bullets here, so this is pretty much real steel capacity.
Try for the blue.
Recycle bin.
Try it again. I want to see if you can hit it. Yep, you hit it. Now try for that white bin right there.
White bin.
Missed. You hit it.
Able a little above it.
Another hit. Another hit.
Damn, that's not bad for stock. No hop-up adjustment. I could probably tune this up to do 50 easy. And go!
handled reasonably well. I did a few alterations to the gear beforehand, so it was not my best showing. And there's something I pulled right out of the fly. And like I said, it definitely exposed a few things I need to work on. It was not bad.
I'm pretty impressed with what this could do for me as a sidearm. What I'd probably want to do is run it like maybe down on a drop leg left-handed. That way I can operate the controls with my pointer finger and I can get to it real fast as a medic if I'm healing somebody. As far as performance and everything, the sights do their job. Even though low lighting conditions, it's going to suck. But at the very least, I can flash sight. And the trigger had a nice gun feeling to it. I was missing some of my shots because I was trying to stage it. There is a little bit of take-up, but when I pulled it straight back, it was just completely non-issue. I was hitting dead on out to 30 yards. A target slightly bigger than a human head. So this is very accurate with 2 5s and no hop-up adjustments. So I'm pretty impressed, and this is a very affordable gun. So this is not bad at all for a sidearm. So you're a 1911 guy. What did you think of this overall?
Well, it's the original GI style 1911. So the sights aren't great. They do make a tactical model that has better sights and by safety and all the bells and whistles that people think of when they think of a modern 1911.
Yeah. If you're looking to run like a pistol setup for CQB, that's probably what you want.
Yeah, with the light and everything else on it.
You haven't, I mean, you missed the safety during the shooting
drill. Yeah, I've been
drill.
shooting my XD a little bit more, so.
I'm the same way. I have 2 double action sidearms, and then I have an X5 as my primary or my sidearm.
Yep.
So that throws me off.
Yeah,
I know how that is.
It does. I mean, the way you're supposed to run it, with the safety on, it's in the holster, it comes up, take the safety off as you're getting into position, you know. This is definitely one that's comfortable to run a thigh rig mid-thigh rather than like some people where they run it all the way down.
Yeah.
But I was very impressed with it for the price. I was not able to replicate the 900 foot per second horror story from Texas. But then again, we don't get Texas weather here.
We did have a serious heat streak a couple weeks ago, so.
Yeah, that I would probably be watching it like a hawk. But
yeah. That's any CO2 gun, even green gas. Some guys will start running H134A duster gas in there.
Yeah.
So.
I was not happy with the 2 things in it. One, the inner barrel and hop-up cannot be removed in these.
Yeah.
So I can't replace it with a Type 4. The other thing was the recoil spring around the barrel. Kind of irritated me.
Yeah, it's like that Mexican one with the rotating barrel.
Yeah, the Obregon.
Yeah, that's
so
nice one if you have one.
All in all, if you're just running it the way it is, you're using it as something to fight your way back to a functioning rifle, it works very well for that purpose.
It'll put heads down.
And it does it very well. It has a good bit of kick to it, so it's nice. But all in all, I'll run it. I might just change the grips, that's all.
I don't mind it either. It's a nice gun. Alright guys, looks like that's a wrap.
Yep, this concludes our review of the Elite Force 1911 CO2 pistol. Until next time, I'm Raider.
This is Fox.
We're shooting the deuces. Y'all stay safe out
there. Hey guys.